What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hey, appreciate y'all coming through for another banger with keys to the game. Hey, we had to get in here and get it popping. And get it
Yeah.
popping. We got some things to talk about, y'all. Some great
Hey,
topics.
chat.
What's going on, chat? What's going on, Dre? Hey, ADP, what's going on? Thank y'all for coming through as usual. You already know what to do. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe to both pages. Cut the Ish Real Talk Sports and WBB Universe, all one word. Come on, hey, make sure you subscribe to both pages. If you're on Twitter, you can keep listening on Twitter, but just come on over and support and just hit the subscribe button and then go back over and you can continue to listen on Twitter. But we really need your comments. We really need your support by subscribing. Listen, y'all, my girl Keisha is at 954 subscribers. 46 more subscribers and she hits 1,000. Let's get her there. Share
Yes,
the
man.
page out, y'all. Share the pages out so we can get Keisha over the hump to 1K. I mean, we doing our thing here. We doing our thing. So look, y'all, it's 30 people in here. Hit the like button. Happy Monday. I hope y'all had a great Monday. And we're gonna get into a couple of topics. Chennedy Carter speaks on the Caitlin Clark incidents. And we'll also get into Caitlin Clark retiring something. I might actually get into that first before we get into the Chennedy Carter video.
Mm.
I will play both videos for y'all, and I need y'all to comment in the chat y'all thoughts and stuff. I want to hear what y'all think. This is gonna be a layered topic. It's a little bit deeper than basketball, so I want to hear what y'all think. But listen, happy Monday, Keisha. How you doing? How you feeling this Monday?
I'm doing okay. I ain't excited to start another week of work, but I'm happy to be here with you, Key. I'm happy to be here. So
Right.
I guess it's Happy Monday. I hate when that first day of the week start, but I'm okay.
Yeah, this be our saving grace. You know what I mean? This is
Right.
what we love to do, our passion. But yeah, ain't nobody happy about a second week of work. What's going on,
Right.
Lilac? What's going on, Nadira? And Chuckle Chatter. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Thank y'all for coming through. Look, y'all. I mean, we got some fun stuff to talk about. Some other people might say is not very fun. But
Right.
I want to get into it and have a real conversation around it before this season starts. Y'all, training camp starts on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. April 27th, training camp starts. And Kennedy Carter does not have a contract with any team in the WNBA, okay, including the Golden State Valkyries, okay? She does not have a contract, right? So everybody been waiting ever since the article came out with Jeff P and all of that. Everybody kind of just been waiting to see, is she gonna get signed? What's gonna happen? My take was she can get signed, but I believe that they will try to sign her to a training camp contract, and it will be up to her if that suffices for her because she does feel she's a great player, and everybody else does too, to be honest, and she feels she deserves more money than that. So I don't know if maybe she was given a training camp contract and maybe that wasn't enough for her and so she decided to turn it down, or if she wasn't offered anything at all, right? It's all speculation. We
Mhm.
really don't know unless anybody says so. But she did go on a streamer show to talk about the incident. I mean, it was obviously much more. It was a 35-minute episode. They played basketball. They talked about all kind of stuff, but obviously everybody's going to zero in on the specific topics around the Caitlin Clark incident. She talked a little bit about that. What's going on, Markeisha Watkins? And she talked a little bit about why she's not in the league at the moment, right? So let me
Mhm.
I'm gonna go look those videos up, and so for the people who haven't heard it or watched it, I want to play it for you guys so y'all can see. Now, this is Kennedy's first interview since that situation. Now she was in B's Sports Bud Spaces, but as far as somebody reaching out to her to do an interview and she does a sit down and speaks on the incident, to me, this is the first one, if that makes sense. Now, she obviously spoke in spaces. We couldn't really see her. She just hopped in there out of nowhere after everything went down. It was just a little bit different. Not to say it's not real, but this one is the first one where she agreed after being invited to go on a show.
Mm-hmm.
It's likely that she knew what she was going to be asked about. That is how shows go, y'all. I know y'all not dumb, but I'm just y'all. A lot of times when y'all see these celebrities goes on shows and stuff, it makes it seem like they don't know the questions. Now interviewers can throw something in there out of nowhere, but a lot of times they know the questions they're going
Mm-hmm.
to be asked, and they consent to going on the interview because they know what they're going to be asked. So she knew what she was gonna be asked, and she still hopped up there. But let's get a little bit into that, y'all. Let's get a little bit into that. Let me pull that up for y'all, front and center here.
Oh, Kennedy Carter.
Kennedy Carter. Keisha, were you able to watch this?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I actually watched it earlier today. I was just like, oh, okay.
Chat, was y'all able to watch it? Chat, did y'all get a chance to watch this? Let me know if y'all got a chance to watch
I
it.
mean, the interview came out of like nowhere. I mean, we wasn't
Left field,
anticipating
kind
it.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know that she was gonna do it. So I totally understand where you're coming from. So hold on, y'all. Let me start this over for you.
Break down that situation that happened.
Yeah. So in basketball, a little bit, there's things
Yeah,
called
yeah.
talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said,
Oh, it clicked off.
a clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court. Then I hit like a little bucket. You feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid range pull up. And then I just like, just give her like a little like I'm here. Like, I don't think it was what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop him. So I'm just like, it's like one of those things like it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh, it's not one of those things.
It's not a personal thing. It's a competitive thing.
It happens in basketball, and like it's one of those things. But like, yeah, it's kind of what happened. Then it spiraled out of control.
And then the media takes whatever narrative they want to
Do
put
you
out.
watch every game, every single game, to see if you can find any deflects in my game? And like, it's really nothing that you probably could say too much about. So then you have trolls, and that's why I said they're gonna be around regardless. But yeah, it was just like a nice little like tap, like I'm here, not to like harm you or anything. If you want to
Tim,
push somebody, you're gonna like full force like
but people
push
really
somebody.
made it like a crazy big deal. I've seen the clip,
Yeah,
but like I'm not crazy deep in the WNBA world. But in the WNBA world, they dragged it like crazy.
I mean that happens, man. Like it's one of those things. I'm a great player. She's a great player. It looks a certain way. Everybody's gonna have their views on it. But my personal view is, I don't have anything against her. She's a great player, and so am I. And I've got buckets all that season. You know what I'm saying? So just one of those things that ah, I love it though. They think I hate it. I love it. I love when it
I
gets
feel like over
riled
time,
up
so
and
you, you
juicy
you
like
you
that.
feed off of like what people say and shit, and it makes you
Oh
more
yeah, that's
motivated.
what I'm telling you. Oh yeah, I love the hate. I
Hell
love that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can you break down that situation that happened?
Yeah. So in basketball a little bit.
All right, y'all. That's the clip of Kennedy speaking on the Caitlin Clark situation. Maybe 2 minutes, obviously, of an entire 35-minute episode on this streamer's podcast. It's on or vlog or whatever you want to call it. It is on YouTube. The person's name is Neon. And
Mm.
so I watched it earlier today, and I had to like sit on it for real. And I had a lot of thoughts around it, and um, so many
Mm.
things, especially since when it happened. It's so many things. What's going on, Rajon Troy, Real Money, Lilac? What's going on, Eagles brother 92 and Tulip. So y'all, this is you know, Lilac says stuff like this is why she's not in the WNBA. This was layered for me, y'all. So, you know, I just there was so many things about it to me that was quite interesting. Her choosing to comment on it now is one part of it, obviously. Commenting on it now before literally training camp starts on Sunday and she does not have a training camp contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she just got back from um
China.
she just got back from, China as well. And now she decides to come out with this interview to explain the situation. Now, if y'all notice, she had a lot of compliments in there for Caitlin Clark. When the incidents first happened, uh, she didn't have all of that. She's a great player and all of that. She was like, what else does she do for the game but shoot threes and things of that nature? So I don't know if she actually thinks she's a great player or not. But she has better comments in this one a little bit. It's clear to me that she is trying to come at it from a way of like she's trying to pretty up the situation for sure. So she doesn't look as bad as that situation made her seem. And it is what it is, right? Like, but I feel like if you're gonna do that, then you should have just got media training. You should have paid somebody to help you rebuild your image, or at the very least give you the statement to make on this show. Now I'm all for authenticity, right? But if y'all notice with Angel Reese, right, she's authentic while being media trained. Like she don't sound like a robot, but she's not going to say anything out the way that'll mess up her brand, like anything like that. So I believe you can do both. So I wish Kennedy would have got a publicist or somebody to help her with the actual statement she wants to make. Um, but she chose to speak on it even more than she did in the spaces that day. And I don't know if this is any better, to be honest. That's an interesting point. Real money says, oh nah, she's getting picked up by a team. They had to let her story build. That's an interesting thought process that maybe she is gonna get picked up, and now they're building the momentum back up. Tulip Play said there are players who have done much worse than Ken playing in the W right now. And Chuckle Chatter said Kennedy made around $1 million in China. She can easily afford media training and a publicist. That's a fact. That's a big fact. So y'all, here's the layers, right? The layers is black and white race. The layers is the program. The layers is gender as well, women and men, and she brings that up in the interview. But I'm gonna let Keisha get in here and touch on some things. What were you thinking, Keisha? What's going on, big girl? What are you thinking? What's your thoughts on this, Keisha?
My first thought when I look at it, just optics part, just looking at it, um, I have questions in my head. Why do we pick this guy, and will this guy legitimize what she's saying? Is this an effort to be authentic and be more personable with this vlogger or whoever he is? I mean, because he has a lot of subscribers. Don't get me wrong, he got good 900,000 subscribers, but I just don't know if sitting down with him instead of maybe a basketball podcast, I don't know if this does anything to legitimize the things she's saying, because it almost seems like he he knows of the incident that happened between her and Caitlyn, but of the WNBA and playing basketball, he seems to lack that type of knowledge. So I would just like to ask what made her pick him, because there are other podcasts out here that probably could legitimately have this conversation with her and be able to um, give insight and ask the questions we really want to dive deep in to get into. It seemed like maybe she picked the person that was surface level so she can kind of control the narrative a little bit and control the interview, because the way she talks to him, it's not like he's in control of the interview. She's more in control of the interview than
Yeah,
than
he
he
is.
is. That would be just off the optics part. I was just wondering why did she pick him? Maybe she's trying to look more, be more personable, but uh, I don't know if it gives her legitimacy in this interview, even though he has so many subscribers. That's number one. Number two, the other thing for me is I need you to stand 10 toes down, Kennedy. Which one are you, man? When the incident happened, you didn't want to talk about it. You told the reporters to go to hell, so to speak. You was talking all this smack, and now you're not talking smack. You're kind of cleaning it up a little bit, and you're glazing a little. You're glazing just a little bit. So that makes me think maybe she did talk to someone. They told her she needed to clean up her image. I just don't know how that advice involved asking this guy to sit down with her. So I still okay.
It's layered. It's so layered. It's so many things. I mean, you touched on a few things, right? Like if this was like a let's clean up my image thing, why not a more basketball type of podcast or have see now when you got a team though, you get them to set up stuff for you, right? Like they go out in the world and say, hey,
True.
we need to clean up our image, and you get Kennedy Carter on your show and la amount of views when she comes on your show because she's gonna talk about the Caitlin Clark thing. However, these are the questions you ask her. Da 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 da. That's when you have a, you know what I mean, a media
Uh
training
huh.
team, right? And so I think this is all I'm saying, y'all. It's okay that she talked on it. Kennedy Carr is an amazing player. I don't give a damn that she hip checked that girl. I really don't care. You feel what I'm saying?
No.
But if she was going, my point is, if she was going to speak on it, I do think it should have just been a better situation. Now, I think this interview helped her. That's just not what it did. I ain't going to say that it harmed her, but I don't think it helped her. So it's just kind of empty and it kind of harms you in a way because it's like, empty interview. Like people are starting to not take you serious. You feel what I'm saying? So
It's
that's A.
it's coming across as not serious.
Not serious. You went on a streamer show, you're talking about the incident. It's like, okay, all right. And then chat. I see y'all chat. What she did was not worse than what AT did. That's a
No.
Snapple fact. Obviously, I still don't mess with AT. I want to be clear, y'all. I still do not mess with AT. Angel talks to AT, and I still don't mess with AT. I do not like AT because of what she did. But let's be clear. AT had a resume, okay? She had a resume and time in the league.
Mhm.
Also, race plays a part. I am not here to say that race does not play a part. Race obviously plays a part in this, y'all. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It obviously does, right? So, my point is if we know that it plays a part in it, right? Why go on this show with this streamer and think that that's going to do something for you? That's all I'm
Mhm.
saying, right? Um,
Mhm.
Kennedy Carter does not have the same resume as AT. That's one
Mhm.
part
No.
of it. Okay, she doesn't have the same resume, right? And then it's who she did it to at her caliber, right? Because let's be clear, y'all. Let's do this, right? I mean, and there's a whole bunch of scenarios. If Angel Reese would have did the same thing Kennedy Carter did, Angel would still have a job through and through.
Yeah.
And she's black. So
Mhm.
while race plays a part in it, I still fear that her resume also does not help her.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm here to just talk about it, y'all. I'm not here to say anybody right or wrong. I'm giving y'all my perspective and my opinion. You could completely disagree. I'm totally fine with that. But Angel is black, and I guarantee you, had Angel did the same thing to Caitlin Clark, she'd be fine. As far as career wise, now would they hate her even more? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Remember when Angel hit Caitlyn in the head going for the ball. And it was this whole thing when she hit Caitlyn in the head going for a ball. Now it was a basketball play. The hip check was not a basketball play, and
No, it wasn't.
that's what didn't help Kennedy as well. I think Kennedy should have just did something back to Caitlyn during a basketball play. Caitlyn elbowed Kennedy, but it was during basketball play when she elbowed her. I'm not saying none of this is okay, but y'all, let's not act like dirty basketball does not happen.
Of
Kennedy
course
should have
it happens.
Kennedy should have just did what she did during a basketball play. But I'm not gonna say that I think that this interview um was the best situation. It just
Like,
I just don't think it was the best thing. I want to see her in the league, y'all. So I'm gonna say this interview was not the best situation. I do believe she could be back in the league, but I think that she would have to do certain things to be back in the league. And we're
I
not
got
gonna act like getting on an interview with a streamer was the way to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Key. I know I've seen some of the people in the chat talking about this. Key, do you think a WNBA team would have advised her to set up an interview with this guy?
No.
She's acting alone in this. Don't you believe? Your opinion?
In my opinion, she let them know she was gonna go on there. Her team didn't let her know she was gonna go on there, and that's a different story. Yeah, that's my opinion.
I think it's just an attempt to maybe me personally, if I was a media relations person, I probably would have let sleeping dogs lie. I probably wouldn't even talk about this no more because I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you how it becomes unauthentic. At the time when something happens, you need to speak your piece. Sometimes you come back 4 or 5 months later, ain't nobody believing nothing you saying. Even though I know, and you know, these things happen in basketball on the court all the time. The men get mad at each other all the time and get each other back. This is nothing new. This is nothing special. It shouldn't have been special. The only reason why it was special is because it was against a certain player that was very, very, very popular at the time, and they didn't want that said player, to be touched. But let's be real. If this had happened in any basketball court professionally, she would have either got a flagrant foul or got fined, and we would have moved on. It wouldn't even been no big story. They'd have talked
Yeah.
about it the next day, and that'd have been the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that she's acknowledging that she's got to go on some type of media tour to clean up something from almost a year ago,
Yeah.
it's just like, to me, it's given like I need to continue to apologize for something that was basketball related. I would look. I know that's what people want to talk about, but I wouldn't keep talking about this incident. If anything, I'll be talking about how I can get back in the league. I wouldn't continue to talk about this incident. But I guess the question is going to continue to come up everywhere she goes, and she actually looked like she wanted this question. That's the gist I'm getting. That she wanted this question, and she wanted to explain it, and she wanted to give it a different spin.
Yeah.
Because at the time she didn't like the chick. She didn't like what the chick did to her elbow or whatever she did. She
Yeah.
got mad. She hip checked her. Sometimes just call it what it is. Look, the girl was doing dirty stuff to me on the other end. I hip checked her. I was upset about what she did to me on the other end, and that's the end of it. Instead
Yeah.
of this feels,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, but big girl said, I don't see Caitlyn apologizing for slapping that water bottle out of that young black girl hand. I'm not asking Kennedy to apologize. I could care less. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is continuing to speak on the incident. And then when you speak on it, these are the words that it's just like it becomes redundant and pointless. That's it. I'm not asking Kennedy to apologize for something that happened during basketball. I don't care, right?
I, I think Big Girl is trying to say Kennedy, why are you still apologizing? Caitlyn ain't apologizing. I think that's what she's trying to say.
Well, Kennedy hasn't apologized either. Let's be clear.
Right? No, she just keep talking
She
about
talks
it.
about it, but she hasn't apologized. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, the interview changed nothing. I think.
Yeah,
Listen, let's
that's
be
true,
clear.
Markeisha.
The point is, the interview did not. That's facts. It did not change nothing. You know what I mean? It just
Hmm.
didn't change anything. You feel what I'm saying?
So why do
So
it?
why do it? Why do it? I don't think she should apologize. I don't think none of that. I don't even care that she did it. But why apologize? I mean, why keep talking about it? Like, it's just not helpful. So what I'm saying is, if you are going to go on these shows and things of that nature where I know they are going to ask you about this, then you do need media training about asking about this stuff. Y'all, I don't want us to sit here and pretend like the program ain't the program, right? Like, y'all have jobs. Y'all, some of y'all are black. Most of my people, I'm assuming, is black. Y'all know how it goes, man.
Hmm.
Y'all know how it goes. Sometimes you don't get to be unapologetically yourself and maintain the success level that you want.
Not in the professional world.
Not in the professional world. Go ahead, Keisha.
Sometimes you got to play the game. You got to play the role to get what you want. Give them what they want. If you look, I tell people all the time. If you want to be a part of something that's ran by some people with more power than you, let's be clear. You got to dance to their music. Now, if you don't want to dance to their music, you can go do your own thing. But you have to understand what being a professional is. I am a professional. I go to a job every day. I know the version of Keisha that they want to see. Me showing up as anything else is outright defiance to being a part of that employer. So once I do that, I know that employer is gonna want to fire me, right, Key? Like, you have to know what you're a part of. You have to know optics is a part of your job. It's not just basketball. You have to know you have to show up as you are an ambassador for your team. You're an ambassador for a team that is owned by somebody else. And they're not going to let you mess up their money. Because I know people talk about race a lot. I get it. But the main thing that matters is green. And a lot of times when people feel they green is being hindered or might stop them from making more money than they think they should make, sometimes you see casualties. But when you want to be a part of that, you have to know what it is to be a professional. So I know the key that shows up online is not the same key that shows up at work. At least not me. I can't be up there cussing and crashing out. I can't do none of that stuff, Key.
Right.
So if you want to be a part of that organization and make that type of money, whatever money they're giving, you want to be a part of it, you are employed by that team, you have to adhere to their rules and regulations.
Correct.
And if you embarrass your employer, you know what's coming.
Correct.
You might get saved or you might be out the door.
Correct. Great breakdown, Keisha. Great breakdown. That's exactly the point that, has to be made when it comes to this situation. You know what I'm saying? And so, look, and somebody, like, yeah, real money, that was cap. Okay. The reality is, she elbowed Kennedy Carter, and that's why
She
Kennedy
did.
did that.
She
So,
did.
I
It was a
mean,
cause and effect. And anybody that's not saying that it was a cause and effect
yeah, I
just don't
mean,
know what they're talking about.
yeah,
Somebody else, but everybody talks all this stuff, Key, but they don't know how they'll feel when somebody elbow them. Sometimes people look. I know a lot of people. You hit them with an elbow, they gonna hit you back.
yeah,
That's how
yeah. I
some
mean,
people are wired.
it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So you touched on a lot of different things. One thing that I saw, what was it that I saw? I think, yeah, Tiffany and Co said it's not like Kennedy went on Shannon Sharp show. She's appealing to a white fan. She's appealing to a white fan base. She even gave props to Unrivaled. The show was from a white streamer, not us black folks or Sky fans. You're actually making my point, Tiffany and Co. You're making my point, which is
Well,
that's not what she should have did it on, bro.
she
Like,
knows Shannon Sharp would have asked her the hard questions though. She wouldn't have controlled the interview with Shannon. You see what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think she was with that young guy because she could control.
Yeah.
She was more in control of that interview than him.
Than he was. And look, because of the elbow, again, I see nothing wrong with what Kennedy did. I only think Kennedy should have did whatever she was gonna do back to Caitlyn in a basketball play. She should not have done that in a non-basketball play. That's where she messed up at. It was on the front. It was on the front stage where the whole world could see it. It was not during a basketball play. Okay, she should have just did something back to Caitlyn during a non-basketball play. I mean, during a basketball play. It's as simple as that. Now, let's move on from that part because again, I do not care that she did it. That's not what I'm here to say. Go ahead.
There have been many men in the NBA that have gotten players back in a non-basketball play.
Right.
And they have served whatever suspension they have, and the NBA kept them moving.
Correct.
So I don't think there's got to be more to the Chennedy Carter story than just giving somebody a hip. Like let's be real. It was just a hip. So I get what people are saying.
Yeah, I hear you. Look,
it wasn't right. I'm not. You'll never hear me condoning it.
No. I hear what you're saying, which is basically if she was a different gender, had this happened in the NBA, would Kennedy still be in the game? Right? Would she still be playing if this happened? If she was a man, would this be happening? And the reality is no. That's why I said this is a very weird subject because it has race and gender in it. You get what I'm saying?
No, it wouldn't have happened. I seen a brawl not a brawl, but I saw them ninjas fighting the other day. Ain't nobody said that. The junk went on about his business. No. So I don't know why. So I don't know why we so sensitive to this particular incident. But that's why when it happened, I was like,
look,
I don't get it.
I'm in agreement that they be straight up throwing hands in the NBA. They get a suspension and then they back to playing when their suspension is over. And I'd even say that they get paid way more money for that. You know what I mean? So I get it. You know, she's a different gender. She's a race, you know, and on top of all of that, she does not have the resume of these other players. You get what I'm saying? She does not. I want people to also, like, let's just give the whole picture. When I express the whole picture, I'm not saying these are reasons to count her out. I think she should be on a team. But what I'm saying is let's string along everything. Let's not just say this and that, the third. The reality is Kennedy does not have the resume either. She just doesn't have the resume just yet. You can obviously see she's a great player, but let's talk about it, right? A job. If I go for a job with holes in my resume, you get what I'm saying? And they're calling my previous employers and they reading about me and whatever the case may be, they Google my name and they see I've been in at the fight at the Hobnob down the street and the Chili's and all of this stuff, right? And it could not be true, right? The articles could be completely wrong, but that's what they're seeing, right? And my resume, I don't have a lot of jobs on there. I was at a job for 6 months and then I'm not there. When they called a job, they said I got fired or they let me go or whatever, versus the person who comes and, you know what I'm saying? The person who comes along, resume is built. And they may even have some ticky-tacky stuff, but if it's me versus them, they're picking the other person. Or they may even pick somebody who is newer to it, but they don't have all of that going on.
what happens when you apply for a job and you have holes in your resume? Usually somebody else has to vouch for you. That's what
Correct.
happened with Kennedy Carter. Teaspoon vouched for her, and she still had these incidents throughout the season because she had holes before she came back. Somebody vouched for her, brought her in. I think it's the accumulation of all the incidents
Correct.
because she already had holes in the boat. She needed to fill them with good things and not have any more holes. But she keep plugging holes in her boat, and
Correct.
then she sits down with people who I don't know. To me, it just didn't give her no credibility, and she comes
Okay,
across
real quick, Keisha.
comes across as I don't know.
No, no, you. I want you to finish your thought real quick. While Keisha finishes her thought, chat. Each one of y'all, I get it. Y'all my dogs. Y'all, I'm gonna give homework, but this is classwork. Y'all tell me what y'all think Kenny should have did. Chat.
Hmm.
Tell me what if y'all can in one of y'all little chat bubbles. Sometimes I know it don't hold enough letters. If you can, as much as you can in the amount of characters y'all tell me what y'all think Kennedy should have did to be back on the team this season.
Because yeah, that's true. I mean, I just think she just keep. I mean, people when they bring you back, you've already had instantly you got a short leash, and I'm pretty sure they told her she was on a short leash before the season started. So that means when you on a
Okay,
short leash, you can't get into no
no
problems.
problems. Okay, T Carmella, you're absolutely right about DT, Draymond, or Ja. However, the resume thing, T Carmella, and I'm having a real, you my dog, T Carmella. Tell me what you think about this. Could it be her resume? Those people have resumes. They have resumes, y'all.
They played a couple of
So
years before incidents started.
before, yes, they have resumes of being on championship teams, winning, making a difference in winning and things of that nature, or just being a young talent that brings a job, brings just a lot of money to Memphis Grizzlies. You know what I mean? DT coming from UConn. That's the legacy she already had. Them UConn babies, they got a legacy coming into the league. They kind of just good off of that for real. So I'm just asking, what do y'all think she should have did? Okay. I see Tiffy and Co. Tiffy and Co said Kennedy should have taken a pay cut. She mentioned in that interview she's going for a bag. Tiffy and Co. I like that you said that because I literally said if she plays for a team this year, it will be for a training contract slash they might want her to come off a bench. It's up to Kennedy if she can eat humble pie and do that so that she can continue to be in the league. And it's looking like she's not willing to eat humble pie. Let's put all the Caitlin Clark bullshit to the side. A part of why she's not in the league could possibly be because she's choosing not to be in the league, y'all. I want y'all to be mindful of that. Okay.
Hmm.
Tulip Play said Ken should do nothing. Ball out in China where you are loved and earn 5 more. Tulip, think about this. I like what you're saying. However, no matter who you are, when you're good at something, you want to play against the better of what that is. I don't care where you're at. It's not just about money. You want to play against the best talent. Because, yeah, play in China all you want to, making more money. Nobody will ever listen. If she keep doing that in 5 years, she gonna be an old story. Ken
Look,
Carter.
people talk about that all of they do talk that stuff, but it's hard to be all the way over there in another country away from your family. Trust me. My stepson was in the Navy and he in Japan. It's hard, man. No matter how much money you making, no matter how much people showing you love, it's not the love, it's not the love that you really seek. You seek love on American soil in front of your family, in front of your people, having your people in the stands, having people idolize you from where you from. We don't get to see Kennedy,
Yeah, that,
but
that time
clip,
difference is crazy.
but
Yeah,
clips here and there. Yeah, she's
yeah.
gonna make some money, and that's exactly what she's gonna probably have to do until she, I don't know, get her a publicist and rebrand herself. Because, baby, if it would have been me, I would have picked a respectable podcast and sat down and answered the hard questions and show some growth and then show a little humbleness and just tell any WNBA team wherever you need me to help you win, I'm willing to do that. I just want to play.
Yeah, that's what she should have did. That's what she should have did. So,
That's what
um,
I would have did.
that's what I said she should have did to revise her image. Uncle J.E.
Mm-hmm.
says she should have did an interview just to create buzz around her, but show you've changed and show humbleness.
Mm-hmm.
Leanne said, I mean, I get it. It seems braggadocio to me, but I know that I was raised in a generation where respectability politics were prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
Chuckle Chatter said Ken should have hired a publicist and done a prepared sit-down interview with a popular white YouTuber, but not that guy.
Mm, okay. I don't think it mattered the let's be clear, y'all. I don't think it mattered the race. I just think it needed to be a respect. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say respectable. I'm gonna say somebody that's respected in the basketball community. I think she did herself a disservice. It's like me going to talk basketball on a cooking blog with a cooking blogger. Y'all gonna be over there like, why Keisha over there talking about basketball with that lady? That lady don't know nothing. That lady don't know nothing about basketball. It just came across as weird. Like I don't know. She could have picked somebody else, but that's just my opinion. Nothing wrong with the little neon guy, but
No.
it came across as very unserious.
Facts.
It's,
Listen,
it's,
I fear for the people who's like screw the man. Listen, I'm with
I
you.
get it.
Look, I'm with you. No Vaseline, right? But if y'all want this lady to have a job, I want us to have a real conversation around that because screw the man is Kaepernick type stuff, and Kaepernick will never play the game he loves again. And if you okay with that, then be okay with that. Now, mind you, Kaepernick's situation is even bigger because he took a stand against racism on such a huge platform. So that's just completely different. This is a hip check in the middle of a damn game. Plus, she does not have a long enough resume. So
Yeah, she wasn't taking no
what I'm
stand.
saying is I'm not telling y'all that we shouldn't say screw the man with no Vaseline, right? I'm not
Hmm.
saying that. I'm not saying she should apologize. I do not care that she hip checked that lady. I don't care, but I want us to have an actual conversation. If we're talking about her being back in the league, there has to be an actual conversation about what she can do to revive that and make sure she's in the league. And what you have to do sometimes is not what you want to do. That's all I am saying. I'm not saying Kennedy should bow down. La la la, Caitlin Clark. I'm just
No.
saying, if she want to be back in the league, she has to get media training and start to rebuild her image so she can get back on the team and do her biggest one. Because that's what this is all about. I fear we're losing the plot. Not us, but like Kennedy. Like the whole point is to play basketball. That's the hope. That's the plot. Is to play basketball. You losing the plot, bruh.
But hey, people telling you to screw the man, but you got to get in to make change. I mean, if you outside the club, Key,
No, no, no.
what you gonna
You
be able to do?
as a player, right? Like you
Yeah,
can't affect change. Like me, I'm not gonna play in the WNBA, but I could get on my platform and affect change from outside of the WNBA. But you're a player. You're not gonna.
yeah.
You gotta play and get in there to talk about these issues and deal with these issues. If you feel some type of way about it that much, besides herself, you gotta play the game and go meet with NECA and the I'm talking about the WNBA,
Right.
board and all of that shit to affect the
But you
change.
got to be a part of it.
But you gotta be a part of it. And also, and y'all not gonna like when I say this, do you
Uh-oh.
care if the change is about other people and not just you?
Mm.
I said something
Mm,
right there. Is it just about Chennedy Carter, or is it about affecting the change for the entire league?
mm.
Because she
Right
know
now,
defense.
right
Go
now, I
ahead.
think it's just about Kennedy Carter. I don't think she taking into account changing the league, Key. And I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. I look, I get it. I'm all for, yeah, give it to the man. Give it to the man. Rah. But Kennedy Carter still in China while y'all over here talking about give it to the man.
And Tiffy and
She,
Cole talking about she playing the long game. Tiffy,
I don't know what
what
the
long
long
game
game
is she
is.
playing? Please tell me what long game she
I
playing.
don't. Please, I don't know what the game is she playing because clearly she's losing this game at this particular juncture because she would not be talking to podcast people if she want guys.
That
Let's
would
be
not
clear.
have been the statement. If she was getting in front of this stuff, y'all, that's not the statement. Y'all go to interviews and lie all the time. Stop it.
Let's be
That's
clear.
not the statement you make, man. You just be like, hey, if he brings that up, there's two things you can do. You need a great statement for that, or you literally sidestep that. You literally, I'm not gonna answer that, but you answer it in a way where you sidestep the whole question.
Key. Let let's be clear because I think some people in the chat be getting confused. If Kennedy was okay with staying her butt across that water, she wouldn't be over here talking to us no
I'm
more.
trying to
Key.
tell you. I'm trying to tell
If
you.
I was okay with being over there and said screw the man, y'all wouldn't hear from me no more. But that's not what Kennedy want to do. She wants to play in the WNBA. She wants to show people that she is the best in the WNBA. She can't do that in China. So let's be clear. That's why she's over here on this so-called
Keisha, that's why
media tour.
I'm watching Unrivaled because those are the best players, and I gotta watch my competition. That's why I'm watching it. Da-da-da-da-da.
It's called glazing. We do, honey. She putting it. First you was talking about that they did you dirty. Now they the best competition. Kennedy, I need you to get a consistent message and work on your brain because she be all over the place based on her mood, and that part got to stop and be. When you go to somebody's job, you can't be
Man,
doing stuff off of your mood. Cause I don't feel like it today. I'm gonna cuss out my coworkers. No, it don't work that way. I'm gonna get fired, Key. Then I can't come back tomorrow and be like, Key, I'm sorry I cussed you out. We good, right? No, get away from my cubicle.
look, I look, I understand what happens in basketball, all of that stuff. I'm saying again, she didn't do herself no just afterwards. She went on Twitter and said all she bring is threes to the game. What else she does? Shut up and ball and all of this other stuff, right? Kennedy went on Twitter and said all of that after the hip check incident. Instead of just being quiet, having Chicago Sky release a message, she said what she said. Cool. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so decided to do. Again, I don't have an issue. My thing is, I have no issues with what she's doing. However,
Mm-hmm.
you got to take it on the chin. What happens when you do that? You got to
Uh-huh.
take it on the chin. What happens when you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. And now she has to change the narrative about her. And how you do that is you got to wave like this, and you got to kiss babies, and you got to shake hands, and you got to take whatever you can get. Last season, you got a training camp contract.
Right.
Okay. You didn't make it out of that season without messing up. So no, you're not gonna get paid more to go do it. I'm not saying she's gonna do it again, but people are
Right.
gonna base it up. We're not basing it off of what we think you're gonna do. We're gonna base it off of what you done already did. I'm not
Right.
paying
Right. Right.
you more to go hip check that girl again. Because you know what? She's gonna elbow you again. That's what she does. She elbows. I'm not paying you to do that. Like, what are we talking about? I'm not gonna pay you to do that.
she say she's not gonna do it.
No. So I'm
And
saying if they give you another mind you, after you just messed up, right? They give you another training camp contract.
right?
You take it. You don't go, no, I'm not taking it, and all of this other stuff. You gotta rebuild your image. Now is the time to rebuild. Look, Reddit Milky Way. What's going on, Reddit Milky Way? It's definitely a huge possibility that she makes it back into the league. I'm not here to say she's not. I'm here to talk about how she does it and the layers around this situation. We already know gender plays a role. We already know race plays a role, and the fact that Chennedy does not have a good resume. Now, how does she get back into the league? And we're not going to
Mm-hmm.
sit up here and say, keep doing the same thing she's been doing, because it's obviously not working. So she has to do something differently.
Mm-hmm.
She does. Where I do disagree with her is she can take a role off of the bench for now and let your play
Right.
do the talking.
Yeah. Because you're trying to get back in.
I mean,
When you coming back into a profession, they might start you back at entry level so you can work your way up and show your work, show that you know how to do this. Of course we know of course we know she know how to do it, Key. But she's
yeah,
got to prove to these people that she's not a loose cannon. And the only way to do that is to play. So she might have to take whatever role a team gives her. And I know that means humbling yourself. I know that means doing some stuff you shouldn't have to do. But do you want to be back in or not? I don't know.
facts. Jay Thompson Keys, how do I donate to the channel? I don't see the dollar sign in the comments. You could go to Keisha's channel and donate straight from her channel. I'm gonna drop my Cash App. You can donate to my Cash App. Hey, if anybody, nothing's too big or too small to grow the channel, to make this thing bigger, to talk about these topics y'all like to talk about. And so hit the Cash App sign, WBB Universe, all one word. And I appreciate any donation that you can send. And Keisha's is Lakeisha Green. I'll put that in
Hmm.
there too. But yeah, Reddit Milky Way says she should have taken a bench role, especially because of the new CBA. I agree. I agree. I think she should have taken a bench role, kissed babies, chill fuck out for this season, and let that be it.
Yeah.
What is so bad about coming? Like that's where it's just like I don't understand that shit, bro. Sometimes losing the plot, like I said again, she losing the plot. Are you playing basketball? Yes or no? What
Yeah.
you mean you shouldn't be coming off the bench?
Telling people thank you, Van, for the super sticker. Telling people what you ain't gonna do when you've been put out of something is just
Silly.
it's just
It's
silly.
silly as hell.
I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. I don't you know what it's given? She not reading the room. She actually thought she still had leverage. Baby girl, you don't have no leverage. You know, in certain situations, Key, you like, oh, okay, I got a little, I got something. I got something they want, blah, 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 I got a little leverage. But you have to know, it's called reading the room, my mama say. You got to know when, oh, yeah, this room is not reading. It's not. No, I got to humble myself. The problem with her is if she would just humble herself and tell people she'll take any kind of role. I knew. Look, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I knew it was going down here when I saw Dana Evans got a job after some of the toxic stuff that she was a part of. Everybody got a job but Kennedy Carter, y'all. I don't care what nobody say. That speaks volumes. That's when you were supposed to have some kind of reality check with yourself. Because you know good and doggone well you're a better player than Dana Evans. You know that. So You still
Listen,
walking around here acting like
Keisha,
I don't know.
the chat has a question. T. Carmela said, Keisha, do you blame her or her agent, who is well connected in the league, for her room reading?
Let me answer that. That's twofold because you hired this fool. That's number one. But number two, I do blame him because sometimes your agent can get you into some foolishness because he was all on social media saying all kind of stupid stuff. But once you realize that that person is not a good person for you, you got to make a change. And here's my problem. Here's why I still put the onus on her a little bit, Key. And you tell me if I'm right or wrong. You are around players like Angel Reese who know people that are good at their damn job. You're telling me none of those players could have directed you to a better agent? Key, who's navigated the media more than Angel Reese? It's not like you. It's not like there was not people around in that locker room. You had some veterans in the E. Will is in that locker room. You see what I'm saying? There's
That also that agent.
Teaspoon was your coach. She brought you there. You mean to tell me you couldn't go talk to Teaspoon and say, "Look, hey, this man over here doing this silly stuff. Can you direct me somewhere?" No, it's given that Kennedy Carter wasn't listening to people. That's what it's given. Because she had resources. I know people keep talking about media training, media training, media training. These women did have resources. You can't pay me to believe they didn't have no resources nowhere around them, nowhere. Especially when it got really, really bad. I would have been fired that man. He didn't tell it. He didn't tell her it was bad right after the hip check. Key, the way that blew up, I, I don't know. I
Listen, listen. You
I
could
don't
blame
know.
them both. You could blame the agent, and then you could blame her because she a grown ass person, right? And she makes her own decisions on what comes out of her mouth. You know what I'm saying? So it both of them could be blamed. Whatever goon the shooter, call it what you want. Media training equal do what Master say before he come out with his whip. Call it whatever you want, man. You can call it whatever you want. Like we not living in a country with Trump as president as we speak. You can call it whatever you want, man.
It is
We're
what it
talking
is,
about
man.
if she if she don't never play again, she still got my respect. You understand what I'm saying? She still will
Hmm.
be a player I talk about that goes down as one of, the best players I've seen play a game, seriously. But at the end of the day, she will not have a job in this league. That's all I'm saying. If she does not do the quiet little steps, that's it. So
Okay, T. Camilla said during the hip check she had a female agent. She just hired Jardine in October, November. He also rep Camilla and the Diamond shit. Hey man, T. Camilla, I got a question. The guy that was online talking about Unrivaled, that was him? Wasn't that a he? Key?
who
When
you
they were
talking about?
talking about the email, she didn't get the email from Unrivaled and she didn't respond. Remember that whole fiasco? Her agent was online talking
Oh,
about Unrivaled that she didn't get the email in time for them to make a decision because she had got mad because she wasn't picked. And
uh-huh.
Unrivaled, and then she came back. The agent came back and said, "No, she did get an email, but we didn't respond in enough time and all this." Remember all that? Wasn't that
I
a
guess
guy
no. I
agent?
think they're saying that agent got fired and she got a new agent since then. And to me, if you asking me, the new agent isn't doing a good job now.
Well,
Or 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 the common denominator is the only person who remained the same was Kennedy. She changed agents, but she's still the same person. So is it the agent or is it Kennedy?
Yeah, real money says she got it but never opened it. Who don't check the yeah. And I could have sworn that was a man. That was a man agent that posted the email online because that was around November, December, um, um, after the season. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I can't remember. I just remember her agent, whoever it was, getting on Twitter showing the email and all that. And she had already committed to going to China.
Tiffy and Co said the W better get used to Kennedy Carter. It's more hoopers like her coming through. Hannah Hidalgo, Malaysia, Kiyomi, all gonna talk their ish. I
No,
disagree. I
I disagree.
disagree. I
I
disagree.
disagree.
They all got better media training than her right now.
Yeah,
Right now.
I
Maybe
disagree.
Kiyomi, but otherwise they all got better media training than her right now in
And,
college.
and key, it doesn't matter how we was talking about this earlier. It doesn't matter how talented these players are. When you come to the league, you have to know how to become a professional. It's not all about basketball. If you cannot make that transition, you will not last that long in this league. It's not just basketball, guys. It's a business.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody keeps saying that. Again, Tiffy and Co. Diamond DeShields check CC much worse than Kennedy did, but she's on a roster because Jeff P didn't run a smear campaign against her. Let's be clear. I believe that Jeff P did drop some info in these articles that we read. I believe he did do that. But I was at the game, physically at the game that Diamond DeShield like was running and she ended up like running into CC. CC literally did a somersault or whatever. But Diamond DeShield has a resume. I
Yep.
keep that's the part that I think y'all keep forgetting.
Yeah, she had been in the league for a while, won a
She
championship.
has a resume. Kennedy does not have, just because we think that she is a great player is not enough. She does not have, y'all don't get that. Do I got to use the metaphor again? If two people go out for a job and one's resume looks better than the other, one could be a Michelin chef. But if your resume is not better than an Outback chef, they're gonna pick the Outback chef.
Mm-hmm. And
The
look, this
resume, dog.
it pains me, but I
It's not about y'all. Y'all keep Diamond Shields isn't better than. You're right. Kennedy is a better player than her. It does not matter. They're not looking at it as just basketball. It's more than basketball.
they also are not scared of Diamond that she is flipping out either. They not scared of that.
She's way better. Duh, she's better. She's better than a lot of players in the league. She does not have the resume though.
That's why this is a travesty.
And this is not and this is why we can't, because this is not the first time she's been let go out of the league either. And she didn't check people the previous years in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond DeShields just recently came out. She got signed by the Connecticut Suns. You want to know what Diamond DeShields said? Because she got media training. Diamond said, I don't want y'all to be soft on me. I want to hear the critique from the fans. I want to hear what you, I don't want y'all to go easy on me. I need to earn my spot. I don't care what I have to do to play. Better or not, she has better media training. You don't
Mm-hmm.
never, Angel is let me tell y'all, Angel is this soon in her career. Angel is one of the best power forwards in the league, but you don't ever hear her go out there and just act like because of that, it just means I'm supposed to be here. You hear how grateful she is to be there, how she's thankful that she, went dropped to 7 because Teaspoon let her play. She didn't think she was gonna play start. She thought she was coming, Angel thought she was coming off of the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
Mm-hmm.
don't understand that she's a great player, but you don't get to talk like that just because you're a great player, bro.
Not when you're coming back into something. No. You have it's called building your reputation. You have to build up to that. Just like Just like we don't just call people generational. Well, now they do, but we used to didn't call people just generational talent. You had to earn it. Kennedy Carter had to come back into this league and earn it, earn being a great player. She out here self proclaiming herself a great player, y'all. And being a great player entails more than just basketball because it's a business. What's good at being a great player if you slapping people upside the head every night? Are they gonna consider you a great player? No, they're gonna say you had a lot of talent and now you out because you keep slapping people every night. That's what they're gonna say. They're not gonna call you a great player.
No.
I mean,
So that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, what does she got to do to be back in the league? Those are the things she would have to do at the end of the day. It's just the reality. Now she could stay out of the league, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all cool with it, y'all cool with it too. I'm telling y'all right now, she
I'm
has to
actually
do
not
those
cool
things.
with it.
Look, look,
I'm
she got to
actually
do.
not cool. I'm not cool with it, Key. You know why? Because baby girl just called me on the phone so I could talk to you. The art of
Hold on,
playing
Keisha.
the game.
Hold on, Keisha, because I gotta shout this person out. Hey,
Uh,
shout out to Kayla Thompson, man. Are you still in here, Kayla Thompson? Are you still in here? If you in here, drop something in the chat. Man, she just sent me a big donation on Cash App. Thank you
Yay.
so much, man. I had to just cut Keisha because she didn't even say nothing. No, not just sent the money, man. Thank you so much. Kathy Thompson. I'm sorry, Kathy Thompson. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate the support. Sent triple digits on Cash App. Y'all don't understand.
Yay.
This makes the page bigger and it grows. If you follow me, you could go on my post section. It's some posts down, but you can see what the money goes into. Because I know sometimes people feel like I don't want to donate. She just finna buy Cheetos with it. No, I'm not gonna buy Cheetos. I'm buying more equipment for the channel. It gives me more time to sit here because I know y'all like to talk about this stuff. I know sometimes y'all don't want to keep it back. Y'all want to have real conversations. I'm here for that. Keisha's here for that. And the donation, no matter how big or small, are important. So I thank you so much, Kathy Thompson. Reddit Milky Way, always. Reddit Milky Way is always showing me love and supporting. Thank you so much, Reddit Milky Way. Listen, if anybody wants to donate, nothing too big or too small, WBB Universe with the cash dollar sign. I truly appreciate it. And Keisha has her stuff on her page, and then I'm gonna drop Keisha's Cash App now too. Listen, make sure y'all hit the like button, comment, and subscribe if you're
Yes.
on. If yes, big girl, you see my stand for my mic because y'all sent me the money for it. Thank y'all so much. Y'all sent me the money for it. Thank you. Um,
Shoot.
so look, make sure y'all send make sure y'all, if you're on Twitter, come over and subscribe to the YouTube channels. You can still listen on Twitter, but we need you to come over and subscribe to support the channels, y'all. We really need that for y'all to come over because we're trying to get over the hump and keep this thing going and stay in the algorithm. Last time I checked, Keisha was at 954. If we could get her to 960 by the end of this stream, I'm at 842. Let's get me to 845, y'all. If y'all could get WBB Universe, come over to Instagram, type in WBB Universe, one word, and then follow me. I would greatly appreciate it. Same thing with Cut the Ish Real Talk Sports. Come on over, subscribe. Look, Keisha's at 957. Yes, we started at
Yay.
954. Keisha's at 957, y'all. Make sure y'all come over and get her to 960. Listen, and if you can help me get to 850, y'all. Help me get to 850. WBB Universe. Come over from Twitter. I know y'all loving this content. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Listen, shout out to Goody Two Shoes. Miss Goody Two Shoes. She said, Kennedy, for the $4.99 super chat for Keisha. She said, Kennedy is a great player, but her value versus the drama wasn't worth it for GMs. As good as Kennedy is, she didn't propel the Sky to the playoffs.
Mhm.
Interesting thought process, Miss Goody Two Shoes. And then ST13 sent the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, ST13.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Yeah,
Thank y'all.
Key. I'm actually not happy with her. I really actually want to talk to her and just say, hey, look, I know. Come talk to Keisha about how to play the game. Look, I'm not a media person, but I can talk to you about playing the game. Sometimes you gotta play the game to get what you want. You cannot work outside the club. You gotta be inside the club, Kenny. If you're not inside, you can't make change. I mean, if you're willing to sacrifice, you can do it from outside, but you'll have to sacrifice your basketball career. But if you still want to play, hey man, you gotta kiss some babies, hug some grandmas.
Okay.
Come on, look,
That's
come
all you got. I
across as
said that.
humble.
I said that. Look,
Let the arrogance
you
go a
got it.
little.
Yep. Yeah. All that. I'm a great player. We know it. Like y'all, we know that. You literally don't have to say you're a great player. We know that. You don't have to say it. Listen, hold on real quick for a comedic break so I could cuss Goon the shooter out. When I say Kay Thompson sent me the triple digit cash app, Goon the shooter gonna say Key gonna buy an Ultima in a BBL. Why I haven't blocked Goon the shooter yet? Maybe I'm a masochist. I cannot stand Goon the shooter, y'all. I really can't. I cannot stand Goon the shooter, y'all. I don't know
What we
why I
gonna
keep
do with a BBL?
a BBL and an Ultima. And an Ultima, anyway. Jay Thomas, Kathy
I
Thompson
actually
is my
like Ultimas.
I like them too, but Kathy Jay Thompson said Kathy Thompson is my sister and she needs a key facts cap as soon as possible. Listen, I got you, Jay Thompson. I got you. I truly appreciate y'all's support. It means the world. Seriously. T. Carmella said that's a great point. Do the Keys think if Kennedy got the Sky to the playoffs, she would still be on the team at Keys to the game? I'm gonna be honest with you, T. Carmella. No. I
I
think
don't
Kennedy
think
was off that team before the season was over.
the
Quiet as it's
mo
kept.
the moment Jeff P decided Teaspoon was gone, Kennedy was gone. I think I don't think because I'm under the impression, Key, that even if Teaspoon would have got to the playoffs, I don't think he would have kept her. But that's just my opinion. I'm talking about Teaspoon. I don't think he,
No, I agree.
I don't think he would have kept either one because whatever happened behind the scenes, y'all. Like me and Key have talked about this ad nauseum. Something happened behind the scenes that we're not a privy to, but that man went on a him and old constable, whoever that chick was over there, they went on a smear campaign, man. I mean, and then they was trying to trade him, probably behind the scenes, but they couldn't find nobody. There's just so many layers to this situation.
There's so many layers. Like once we start pulling Jeff P. Clown behind, I already want him fired. Okay.
You
Trust
know,
me, I want him fired. Okay. But it was so many things. I don't think them making it to the playoffs would have made a difference. I think that
okay, Jean Grey. Nadia Rollins song, 5 teaspoons. But wasn't Jeff her boss?
yeah, I don't yeah, whatever. Yeah, yeah. Love you, Gene, but yeah, no.
So
Yeah,
you don't
Jeff
think her
P.
boss wrote up a pink slip and handed it to
Yeah.
Nadia?
And Nadia is not that she's gonna ask Jeff P, right? Like Jeff and Teaspoon, yes, we did the show, Keisha, and Teaspoon literally said Jeff P fired her.
Yeah. You know how many people get fired by HR, Key?
Yeah,
And their
like
boss is not in the room? People get laid off all the time, Key, and their boss
yeah,
ain't in the room. HR is in the room. But that don't mean the final
yeah,
cut wasn't done by the boss. I just, it's okay. Okay,
yeah,
Nadia fired her.
right. But we are Jean Grey, love you, girl. But we know you love you some Jeff P, Shawty. We know you love you some Jeff P, and that's
Nadia
okay.
fired. Look, I say
Okay.
Jeff P fired her allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Right. Facts. Facts. Uh yes, she would, Jean Grey. She gets the comments from Jeff P. What are you talking about? That's how it goes. The hierarchy works like that. They don't know what to do to fire somebody. They ask the person's manager. Anyway,
let,
I'm moving on because I
let
already
me
went.
ask Gene this. So who hired Tyler Marsh? Was it Nadia or Jeff P? Because he show out there with Jeff
Jeff
P
P
every day.
fired Teaspoon. Literally. Jeff P is the one that fired Teaspoon. Point blank, period.
If he didn't, he's not in control. He's not a general manager.
That's how it works. The hell? Anyway, y'all. Well, listen, I enjoy hearing, y'all different comments on everything. It's definitely a possibility that you know, it's definitely a possibility that um Kennedy makes it back into the league, and I hope that she does. I do think she um y'all funny. I do think that it's up to her if she makes it back into the league. I think that there's definitely a way for her to do it. Now, whether she's capable of doing that or not is a different story. Media training definitely does that. No, I'm not done, y'all. I'm just about to switch to a different subject. Stick around, stick around. I'm about to switch to a different subject. But yeah, so I definitely think that she gets some media training, just pretty that stuff up a little bit. She's fine. She get on that court and she plays the way she play. She gonna outplay the other players and get a starting spot easily. Because even with the whole "well, I don't want to come off the bench" thing, it's stupid to me because you were supposed to come off the bench for us and clearly you won out. So you can do the same exact thing on another team. That's all. That's all. Like it doesn't mean that like I don't even understand that, to be completely honest. Like you know what I mean? I don't get that. Just
Mm.
just come off the bench. They're gonna eventually start you. So I don't there's no point into this whole I have to start and all of that. Like it's just no point in that. You know what I'm saying? It's just no point. You could have just this season vibed out, did better, and then after that, next year you're gonna get a bag next year because the CBA. But also you put a whole year, 2 years together, because then she would have been in the league last year and this year. You'd have put two years together for them to look at all of this, stuff or whatever, and then you get your bag next year. It's gonna be
Yeah.
harder for her to get the bag next year. That's what I personally think because she's not in the league this year. It's gonna be harder for her to get her bag. What you think, Keisha?
I think if she would have just humbled us. When you go to a new team, you got to take whatever role they're giving you because you're going to that new team. If she would have already been established, it'd have been different. But she didn't stay on a team long enough to be established. That one year she came back into the league, it was a little tumultuous. So it's almost like going to a new environment. And you got to be gracious for the opportunity that's been given to you and play whatever role they give you. I, I think I had no doubt in my mind if they gave her one role, she'd have played her way into an even better role.
Correct.
So that's why to me, whatever they said wouldn't have mattered to me because I know I'm better than most of the people on your team.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you know, uh,
But look, we'll see. Praying for her. Hope she makes it. Whatever she decides to do, I'm gonna support her regardless. I cannot catch the games in China though, y'all. I work 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. I will not be catching a game in China. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Can't do it. So, but I wish her nothing but the best. I do
me
hope that she
too.
makes it to a team. It's just my 2 cents. I may not be right. I can disagree. I mean, y'all can disagree with me. My 2 cents
Me
is
too.
that she should pretty it up a little bit. All the way, right? Still have your chip, your little ego, and all of that. It's cool, but pretty it up a little bit. Kiss babies, shake hands, wave like this, okay? I'm telling you them the three things: kiss babies, shake hands, wave like this. All
Be a
right.
little,
Just a little,
be a little,
just a
a
little,
little
little.
politician, a little
Just a
politician.
little, just a little. You know what I mean? You don't got to tell the
A little
truth
bit.
all the time. You don't have to express your every thought, okay?
You
And
know,
and we go from there. So let's hope we see that. Let's hope we see that coming
I
from
don't
her.
want to, she ain't got to go complete, sell out.
Nah, absolutely not.
Just, just wave at the
It's
crowd.
not even sellout though. I think people gotta really sell out that you signed to a team as a six man and come off the bench, but then play your way into a role and just relax. You do not have to fall to your impulses all the time. That's just being human. Let's take all of that out of it. Being a human, you do not have to do your impulses all the time. You just don't. You
Yeah.
don't have to say your every thought or do your every feeling or emotion. You don't have to do that. Sometimes you gotta just chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
We not finna win. Go ahead.
My mama said something.
She
Everybody
don't even
don't
got a
need,
code switch, Reddit Milky Way. She don't even got a code switch.
but everybody doesn't have the privilege to know the real you. Say, look, it's your job, man. It don't have to be deep. You go there, do your job, come home. I mean, the people
Yeah.
that are really there for you, your family, your friends, your people, that's who you be. Everybody else, it's a job, man. Stop taking all this stuff, trying to make people believe. If you believe in yourself, you believe you're a great player, you ain't got to keep saying that stuff 15, 25 times. Go do your job. People respect doing more than they do with running your mouth. Go do your job, come home, take care of your people. I
Facts.
do my job to take care of my people. I can't be out here at the job acting crazy because I gotta take care of my people, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to be young, because you ain't gotta take care of people. But when you gotta take care of people, but Key, it's different. It hit different. So maybe she need to grow up a little bit. I got it. You over there in China doing your thing, but you know that's not what you want to be. You want to be over here in front of your people. So kiss a little baby, Go hug Cece. I don't know. Go over there.
Nah, I ain't with that now. No,
I'm
absolutely
just messing with you. Look,
not. Okay,
go over
no. I'm
there.
about to
Go over
say
there and
now.
find a podcast
Matter of
with
fact,
Cece.
ignore her entire existence. Act
Go
like she ain't
on
even
over there
there,
if that's
man.
what you want to do.
You
My
know?
In my opinion, though, to be honest with you, Key, I told you from the beginning of this conversation, I wouldn't even talk about this mess no more if I was Kennedy Carter. I'd have been working on my rebranding. I wouldn't even talked about this. I wouldn't even gave that girl no never mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even gave her no more airtime. No more.
No.
Look, this is
Because
about me.
quiet as it's kept, y'all,
Yeah, I'm just capping.
that may not even be the reason why she not in the league.
Yeah,
Quiet as it's kept. Like that may
yeah.
not be to keep talking about it is just
Yeah, look.
no.
I was capping about 10 minutes earlier. About 5 minutes of myself. Let's quick make it talk about hugging Cece. To be real with you, I wouldn't even said nothing. Out of sight, every mind. Somebody would have kept asking me a question about that. I'd have been like, next question.
Yeah, like I'm not, I would have been like, I just would have said something. I would have prettied it up. Like I just wouldn't have even went into it. Like I just, it's no reason to do that. That's all I'm saying. There's no reason
Yeah,
to
I'd have
keep
moved
talking about it.
on.
And just in the way that she talked, she just did not make the right word, like just all of it, sentences, all of that. She just didn't do that. But should she
Yeah,
still be in the league nonetheless? Yes. But I'm just saying the reality is she did not, you know what I mean? She didn't do what she was supposed to do. And that gotta be kind of what people are honest about. And that's all I'm saying.
mm-hmm.
So again, we hope to see her in the league. We hope to see her in the league. But I did want to get into something else, y'all.
Uh-oh, here she go.
You know,
What you got, Key?
Ooh, Jay Thompson. I like that you said that. Let the fan base, your coaches, and teammates proclaim your greatness.
Yes.
Speak on it. When people talk
Speak
about
on it.
Asia, when people talk about Asia Wilson, it's not Asia talking. If actually Asia be saying she ain't good enough. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, T. Carmella said, yeah, Keisha said she was capping about Kennedy hugging Cecil. Yeah, I was capping. I wouldn't have
she's
hugged that
joking.
girl.
She like to mess
Yeah,
with me. She like
I
to
like
mess
to
with me
mess
because
with Keith. You know, try to make a crash out every 5 minutes, you know.
yeah.
And me personally, I'd have just ignored. I wouldn't even look. Y'all still talking about that? They'd ask me, "You still talking about that?" Shh, I'm not talking about that no more.
Yeah, like I'd be like, man, that's such old news. Let's talk about, you feel me? Let's talk about this new
Right.
season coming up. These amazing ladies, you know, like just that's what I was saying, Keisha. She could have bypassed it, but said like, you know what I mean, like twisted
More
off of it
positive.
in
Yeah.
a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you know, that's all I was saying. Yeah, Duval said it's 100 people in the chat. Hit the like button. It's actually 240 people right now watching. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe, hit the all notification button so you know every single time we drop a video or go live. I know y'all be wanting to be here to talk about these things in the moment because it's like when y'all comment later, we get to comment back, but it's not the same as when you're here. So hit the all notification button. Listen, I'm at 845 subscribers. Let's get me to 850 by the end of this. Okay, let's get me to 850. Keisha is at 958. Let's get her to that 960. That's
Thank you,
two
chat.
more people. That's two more people. If you're on Twitter, come over. You can keep listening on Twitter, but you got to support by subscribing over here, y'all. You got to subscribe on YouTube. Make you a little YouTube. And then just go back to listening on Twitter. Type in cut the ish real talk sports and subscribe. Type in WBB universe. That's all one word. And subscribe to our channels. And if you're subscribed to me, subscribe to her. And if you're subscribed to her, subscribe to me. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I'm gonna get into another topic though. We're gonna move off of the Chennedy Carter stuff. It's all love. We wishing her nothing but the best. And I hope to see her in the league in the future. And I think we probably will, right? But it's all up to her. If y'all always, I'm never gonna give the responsibility solely to one thing. As human beings, we always have to remember that we are in part responsible for ourselves. Okay. We are in
And
part responsible for ourselves. All right. So that's just what
yeah.
it is. But let's get into something else that I wanted to get into that I thought was interesting. It kind of goes along with this topic, but I love that this person said that because it made a lot of sense. It ended up making a lot of sense to me. So let's get into that. Hold on,
Okay.
I'm gonna add this back to the stage. Uh, Let me just see. All right, y'all, hold on real quick. I'm gonna have to start it over. I'm gonna let it play one more time.
Oh, I gotta switch up.
All right, y'all. Chat, tell me what you think about that, chat. Tell me what you think about that, chat. Wait, somebody said the sound is off. Y'all didn't hear none of that? You didn't hear it, Keisha? Keisha, you on mute. Damn, y'all didn't even hear none of that?
No, can you hear me now?
Damn it. Hold on, y'all. Y'all just shit.
I thought it was me. I was over here changing the thing.
Damn, y'all, my bad. I thought y'all, because I'm on the other, it don't show me the chat when I'm on the other. It don't show me the chat when I'm on the other screen, y'all. My bad. What's going on, chat? Hold on, y'all. Stick around. My bad. Hold on. Let me know if you can hear it now. You hear that?
Is it making sound? Maybe turn up your computer.
All right, hold on. Let me do this. I'm gonna stop sharing. It, y'all.
Yeah, because can you hear me?
I can hear you. They can hear us. Okay. Let me try it one more time, y'all.
You made me change my headphones. I was like, is it me? I can't hear nothing.
Okay. You hear that?
Like, one, she was hated. Angel Reese were like on the set. I wish Caitlin Clark gets back her. I can't feel my face.
Yes.
Oh. I can't feel it. Are they?
She gonna do it.
Nah, I don't think she let that go. I'm gonna just be honest. Caitlin Clark did the smartest thing that she could have. People didn't know, like, one, she was hated. Angel Reese were like on the same level. One was antics, one was just hated. People don't realize the South Carolina, and when she turned and did one of those, she wasn't actually liked. What happened is when she got hit with her own fish, I'm pretty sure her and her group said, don't never do it again.
No, never do it again.
You're the victim now. Be the victim. Stay the victim. She never did it again. I wish Caitlin Clark gets back her. I can't feel my face.
Oh.
I can't feel it. Are they?
She gonna do it.
Nah, I don't think she let that go. I'm gonna just be honest. Caitlin Clark did the smartest thing that she could have. People didn't know, like, one, she was hated. Angel Reese were like on the same level. One was antics, one was just hated. People don't realize the South Carolina, and when she turned and did one of those, she wasn't actually liked. What happened is when she got hit with her own fish, I'm pretty sure her and her group said, don't never do it again.
No, never do it again.
You're the victim now. Be the victim. Stay the victim. She never did it again.
All right, y'all. I just wanted to show that clip, right? So Gil just basically says that, Caitlin Clark had been doing it. You Can't See Me. He did it to Haley Van Lith, all of that. He got to that game with Angel, and Angel did it back to her. It was this whole thing, and he's saying how he thinks Caitlin Clark's media team, publicists, all of that, told her not to do it anymore because now you're the victim, so don't do it anymore, right? And I thought that was funny because I seen the Kennedy interview earlier today, and I seen this one with Gil in the afternoon, and just how it's all wrapped up in the one or whatever the case may be. And I never realized, y'all, specifically the fact that she did stop doing that shit. I'm like, damn, she really did never do the You Can't See Me no more. Like I was like, oh shit. Cause she still talk her mess. Caitlin still be doing her tongue out when she hit the three, all of that. She a baller, she gonna talk her mess. But I realized like she has not done the You Can't See Me since then. And Angel Reese has owned it since then. People would have thought that Caitlin never did that shit and that Angel just made up the You Can't See Me because she stopped doing it after that. I think that's so freaking funny, bro. I think that's so funny. And I think he's right. I think he is absolutely right that her media team said, you're the victim now, and told her to stop doing it. And she stopped doing it. Sips tea. Hold on. Let me take a little sip of my. Because she really did stop doing that shit, bro.
They told her
media team, that's how you played it. Her media team is smart as hell.
They told her nobody wants to see women being all braggadocious and bravado and all this, that, and the other. We have to have somebody that a hero and a villain. And we can make you the hero if you just be a victim for a little bit. People will die on the hill for you. But if you're over there bragging and doing this, it's hard to root. It's hard to stick up for somebody that stick up for themselves and be throwing the same gestures. So please stop it. Don't do it, and we can make some money off of this.
First
It
of
was
all,
smart. It was smart,
it
Keith.
was smart. He's right. It was smart. Reddit Milky Way. I love that you said that. I was about to say that. Reddit said Angel her ring and finisher move. Angel said game, set, and match. See, like it just said. Hey, listen,
And
man.
this is always.
Listen.
This is also why cease talking as much, because once the incident happened, her media team realized she didn't have to talk. It was more better if she didn't. Let them throw all this stuff out there into the universe, and people can follow her for whatever reason. Everybody has different reasons. Some of them basketball, some for their own political agenda, some because they want to just get back at black women, some just because they don't like the superiority of black women in this league. It could be all kind of different reasons. But if you be quiet, then nobody has a defined reason from you. So we can all use you as a poster child for whatever cause we pushing out there in the universe. So less is more, Caitlin. Just sit over there, be nice, smile.
Listen,
Let the media do it.
You can't see me. The you can't see me became associated with Angel. Let's be clear. I don't care about the that one became associated with Angel. The moment Angel did that shit and the world hated Angel, they said, let that go. That's Angels now. Let that go. Don't do that shit no more.
But everybody was okay with John Cena doing it, though. Let me stop.
They was okay. They was okay. She was doing it. We have a problem when she was doing it.
Caitlin was doing it. Nobody had a problem. No. Well,
it is what it is. She
you
was.
Can't get mad at look. Bullshit. It
Real money. She don't do it no more because it was never hers, clown.
No, she don't do it no more. Because in actuality,
it was never hers.
Let's be clear. She only did it to Caitlin because she was doing it to other people. Matter of fact, she did it to her because she embarrassed her friend on the court. You know, that's what started that whole thing. Neither women knew it was going to be lasting for 10, 15 years as long as this shit going to last.
She ain't donated. You want to spend, look, real money, fake money, whatever you want to call it, clown money. You want to spend it to make your girl look good, and that's okay. But she ain't donate nothing. Angel took it from her because she was doing it to everybody else. And Angel took it when she won, and it blew up.
Yeah, them kids didn't know what they was, that they was gonna blow up into this. All Angel Reese was trying to do back to her what she did to people along the way.
That was
Johnson it. Acting like she ain't nobody. Go on over there, girl. Go sit in the corner. Can't see me, the HBL. Go on over there, girl. Yes. Okay. When the rabbit got the gun, I'm gonna give it back to you. That's what happened.
Listen, I'm just saying. Gil said it. Don't shoot the messenger. Gil said his thoughts on it. You feel me? I'm playing it out. What y'all think about that? You know what I'm saying?
Let's be clear. Angel Reese's gesture was always you too small. To the ground. That was her gesture. She didn't really do that. You can't see me before that moment. Not in the whole years of playing.
So why has she not kept doing it? Somebody explain that to me. If that was her John Cena, you can't see me celebration. We have not seen her do it since then. Why? Why hasn't she done it since then?
I agree, Goon the shooter, but what I'm saying is that's one of those gestures she did a lot, is what I'm saying. This John Cena thing was not something, because even the John Cena thing is a John Cena move. You know what I'm saying? Just like Ja Morant.
Nah, she did it more than one time. Caitlyn did the "You Can't See Me" more than one time. Stop it.
Yeah, she did it more than once.
More than one time.
Yeah. It's all right. Me
Why she
personally,
ain't did it since then? She did it.
since high
Haley
school,
Van
yeah.
Lith, real money. Haley Van Lith literally did an interview saying she did it to her.
You right, T. Camilla. Like,
But
I've been seeing that.
she did it to the conditioning coach or whatever the case may be. She been doing the John Cena, bro.
Yes, I mean, Angel been doing that too small for a long time. That was actually her gesture. I'm not saying it was her that started it. None of these gestures was started by these young ladies.
I'm not saying
these gestures started way before they was even came out. John Cena been doing that shit way before Caitlyn was even dribbling the basketball.
The whole tournament, man. She did it the whole tournament. She did it through. Thank y'all, Donna Cox. She did it through the whole tournament, bruh. And you know what I can't stand is when y'all pull it. Y'all think there's video footage of every moment somebody did something, bro?
Key, you gotta understand.
You kill me with that. Pull up the footage.
Key, you gotta understand that some of these people haven't watched women's basketball tournament for 4 years. They only came in at a certain moment in time. So
some of these people, they cannot wait. They cannot wait to come to Caitlyn's defense when nobody is downing her. We're just literally speaking the facts.
Either way it goes, she never did it again. Matter of fact, she ain't
never did it again.
Matter of fact, she ain't did a gesture since. No, go away from me. No, you can't shoot. No, this. She ain't did none of it. That moment. Why you think that is?
Child, it's all good. We already know.
Because Angel has continued to do her too small.
The time don't stop.
She never stopped who she was. Seems like there's been a personality shift. Caitlyn Clark.
Man, I believe what he said. I believe her media team told her, cut it. Don't do it no more. Don't do it no more. It is what it is. And that's why she don't do it no more, man. And that's just what it is. And that is what it is.
But let's be clear.
She did it the entire 2023 tournament, bro. She did it the entire 2023 tournament, bro.
But Key, let's be clear. Let me be clear on my stance. I like it, Caitlyn. Don't listen to these fools.
I love it. I wish she bring. I'm with Gil. I'm with Gil. I wish she would bring it back. I'm with Gil. I want Caitlyn to bring back the "You Can't See Me."
I want the real Caitlyn to come back. Not this media train one. The one that was out there. So we can get this work.
I want her to bring back the I want Caitlyn Clark to hit a 3 in somebody's face and hit the "You Can't See Me." I love it. I want her to bring it back.
Look, when Steph Curry be rocking it with his head back there, I'll be having me a good time. Steph
Curry be like,
I'll be having me a good time. If you don't want him to do it no more, stop him.
Yo, I want her to bring it back. Stop that silent. Let me tell you, Caitlyn Clark, she's silent with it now. She's silent with it now. She's very silent with it now.
They got a soap.
That's what I want. Do it with your chest, Caitlyn. Do it with your chest. See, that's one thing I love about some of my favorite players, man. They do that shit with their chest. Be quiet about it. Do it with your chest. You one of the best players in the league. You one of the best 3-point shooters. Bring back that you can't see me.
Key. That's why she's so pent up anger. That's why she's throwing water bottles. Because she can't be herself.
Bring that shit back,
be some kind of because y'all want her to be some kind of media darling, and she a hooper.
Nah, man. Not
y'all ain't ready for y'all not ready for this conversation.
Yeah. Listen, Tulip, that's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. Tulip, that's not the same
no,
thing.
Tulip, she ain't got the hip check people. She could, she can't touch other people. She gotta leave people alone. Tulip.
Thanks.
Yeah, she's slick with it now, Chuck Channel. I want the old Caitlin back.
That's not the same thing, Tiffy and Cole. That's not the same thing. What y'all are talking about is not the same thing. You and Tulip. I'm talking about playing that game and all of that. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about what y'all talking about.
It's the same reason why we like Skylar Diggins and her crash out session she had. Because we know that's Skylar. We know she's gonna crash out at least once every 10 games. We go okay with it.
She definitely look, Daniel, for example. Daniel, yes, she elbowed Chennedy in the face in the play before. She absolutely did. But what I'm trying to tell you is, and I'm not saying she should have did that or whatever. It's basketball and it happens. But Chennedy should have went, hit the bucket in her face, and hit her with the you can't, or whatever Kennedy's celebration is. That's my point. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. Look, they don't play. Look, it is what it is.
I'll be ready for Steph to rock the baby. I don't know what y'all talking about, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it.
Hey, Steph been
when he would be putting people to sleep. I but yeah, will the real CC stand up?
Will the real CC stand up? I hope this season I'm telling you, I'm hoping she giving fits this season. I'm hoping she giving fits this season. I expect her to be better this season for sure.
Me too.
Than she was last season. I expect her to be a lot more acclimated. She obviously has a more seasoned coach. Yeah, I need to see it. I need to see it. Hey, Tiffy and Cole. I'm with people putting her in her place, but obviously they got to do it the same way she does it. Sneaky. It's that simple. Y'all keep saying the same thing, but you cannot just outright do stuff. Just like CC get away with elbowing and stuff in the plays, they got to do that shit back in the play. That's all. It's very simple.
Yeah, I want AAUCC.
AAUCC, nah, big facts. AAUCC would go so crazy. Look.
Because I remember an interview Angel was saying that her and CC played against each other so many times in AAU that's what they do. They've been doing this since they was kids. And now suddenly it's a big deal.
Yeah. Look, I can't wait to see it. But look, ST13 said I expect to see some of her middle off-ball play defense. I don't expect defense is hard. I don't expect to see defense from her. Maybe she'll give a little bit more effort. But she's never really had defense, so maybe she'll give a little bit more effort. Now, that is one of the things I have to say I wish we saw more from Caitlin Clark is off-ball play.
It's off-ball.
Absolutely dangerous. If Caitlin Clark was an off-ball player, she would be so freaking dangerous, especially with the ways that she shoots her threes. Now, she does shoot it from her own hands. She's not really like a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, but I do think she would be lethal if she, dangerous. If she was off ball. Tanya, you're right. Caitlin Clark does push off a lot. It is one of her things. I
So
don't look.
hopefully she's working on that part.
But the defense, I'm not finna even play like. I ain't finna play like she finna out of nowhere in year 2 have defense that she hasn't had in her career. You know what I mean? That's
But
not. That's
but
go ahead.
but playing off ball, I think she'll excel at that if she just give it a go. But yeah, like they said in the comments, Stephanie White, her coach, did talk about playing off ball more. So I'm hoping that's what we'll see, because I think it'd be great for Caitlin.
Yeah, I
But
definitely want to see that. I want to see off ball movement. I want to see folks ball out. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see it all, man. Man, I want to see it all, man. For real, I want to see the ish talking.
and I need for
All of
y'all to
that.
stop clutching y'all pearls.
Yeah, yeah,
You're a little too sensitive these days.
yeah. Look, y'all. My people. Hold on, I'm finna read this super chat. This super chat $4.99 for Keisha says, "I know this is off topic, but did you guys hear that Malaysia might be going to LSU? Can
I
we?
heard the rumor.
We heard the rumor that she might be going there. Yes, we talked a little bit about it. We'll see. We'll see. There's not much we can really say now. We've talked kind of about what the starting five will look like if Malaysia went there. You know, so we'll see. But what I wanted to say was, look, I listen. There's nothing wrong with being a fan of somebody or not or whatever. Let's be clear. Caitlin Clark's shit talking is not an issue for me. It's just not an issue for me. One of my favorite things about Angel is shit talking. I don't think it's nothing wrong. We playing basketball, be a shit talker, man. You feel
Whatever
me?
it takes to get you up.
Be a shit talker. You feel me? As far as the game goes, the game is the game. It's what it is. There's certain things that I don't care for about Caitlin Clark off the court, as far as victimhood goes. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to see a competitive season, right? And yeah, if you're a fan of a player, you don't want to see them beat your team. You feel me? You don't want to see them beat your team. So, you know, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't even see nothing wrong with Caitlin's antics in the game for real. It's just a part. Man, JJ is one of the best basketball players in the league, man. JJ is so dirty. JJ is so dirty.
She crash out sometime too.
You feel me? JJ is so dirty. JJ
Everybody
is
got
so
that thing.
dirty, bro.
I just want CC to be herself. That's what I want.
Bro God, you want attention so bad. I think it's weird to tell players how to be themselves. Caitlin been a shit talker her entire career. If I'm saying I want to see Caitlin Clark talk shit, she been a shit talker her whole career.
I'm not asking a player to do
I'm not
something
asking
they
her
ain't
to
been
be
doing.
not herself. Like, what are you talking about? I think it's weird to tell players how to play. Man. Anyway.
No, we're not telling them. I'm just trying to free Caitlin. Free your mind is what I'm trying to do for Caitlin. Is Caitlin over there throwing water bottles at
all that shit
little
she's
water
saying,
people?
like, man, shut up, bro. Anyway, all that shit she be saying, all the antics that they play during them games, even Angel, like, y'all, the stuff that y'all be like, oh, you know, I saw what Caitlin was doing on the court, da da da. Some of that stuff, I actually don't see nothing. She's going to get, that's what you do. Do y'all remember when Angel made JJ get that fourth foul or what?
Yes.
Do you remember? Because she just
JJ crashed out. Yes.
You get in their head however you can. Get in their head. When she when Angel took over the game against the Fever and her and Nalissa was battling and she was like talking so much shit about Nalissa, right? I mean to Nalissa, and they actually cool. But I saw what she was trying to do. She was trying to get Nalissa a tech or something like that. Like she was just trying to get in her head so they could win the game. So some of that, a lot of that stuff, I have no issue with, bro.
It's
I
called
don't have
gamesmanship.
It is, bro. It is, bro.
They do it in every sport.
Like,
Talk your smack. Now, for some players, talking smack is not their thing. I'm cool either way.
Yeah, but Caitlin's not that, so I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and bro, God not gonna control my mouth. Like, she's not one of them. There's definitely players who don't talk smack, but it's not. Caitlin is not one of them, bro.
No,
she talks smack. That's what she do.
mm-hmm.
And she does it well, and she can back it up. So,
yep, she be over there. She whisper. Look, she whispered to Kennedy Carter and got hip checked.
Ah, man. That
No,
shit is
no. No, that's not what happened, Key. Carter just spazzed out, had an episode, and just hip checked her for nothing.
Nah, I'm a fan of the look, he said, you trying to control. I said I would love to see her become herself. Where in that am I trying to control her mouth? Like, y'all just be saying stupid shit, bro. The lack of education be kind of crazy sometimes.
As long as she don't go completely Draymond, I'm good. Even though Draymond is must-see TV sometimes.
Man, nah, I can't stand that motherfucker. Draymond get on my nerves, bruh.
He does. But
Draymond get on my nerves, bruh.
You know, okay, maybe I'm toxic, Key. I'll be like, Draymond, why is he put somebody the other night, last night.
He just be doing shit, man. Draymond just be doing
I'm
shit.
calling the game. Here come Draymond.
Just doing shit, bruh.
But he's consistent.
Look, Reddit Milky Way said, why they always twisting your words, Key? Look, because they don't got nothing better to do. Bro, God don't got nothing better to do but to come on my page and twist my words. When everybody heard what the fuck I just said, here he comes, just twisting my words, making it be what he wanted to be because he a Caitlin Clark fan. Bruh, mind you, I done said so many. I done said like 5 different compliments to the lady. Here he come, talk about, oh, you're twisting her words. Man, I can't.
I wonder. I know we about to get out of here, Keith, but I wonder what the world would do if we had a player doing like Steph going. I wonder what the world will do. Will they clutch their pearls?
I mean, I think they definitely would. If
it was a woman,
nah, facts.
Under that.
Hey, listen. He is a CC media consultant, but I give props to players on the things they're good at. You feel me? There's certain, you know what I mean? That's all it is. It's no biggie. I'm gonna give props to people with the things they're good at. But listen, y'all, thank y'all so much for coming through, man. Thank y'all so much for coming through for another great one. This was a great conversation. I love everything y'all had to say. It was a very layered. It's a hard conversation. Keisha, you got any final thoughts?
No, I'm good. I want bring the real CC back. That's all I got to say.
Nah, don't get broke guy mad now. Talk about bring the real CC back. How do you know who the real CC is? You don't know who the real CC is, Keisha?
I wanted a stun on them heifers. That's what I wanted to do. But that's just me.
Man. Hey, thank you, T. Carmella, Ready Milky Way, Real Money, Goon the Shooter, everybody, man. Tulip, thank y'all so much for coming through. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Listen, we got more coming. Hey, I'm going to drop my Cash App if you want to donate. Nothing too big or too small. We're going to hit y'all up later on this week. Hey, we might find out where Malaysia Fulwali is going, and me and Keisha definitely got to go live if we do that. Shout out to Cart Blanco for the $9.99 super chat. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Love y'all, man. Seriously, continue to support. Subscribe. If you're on Twitter, come over. WBB Universe. Get us over the hump to 1,000. Cut the ish Real Talk Sports. Y'all be safe, and we gonna catch y'all on the next Keys to the Game banger. See y'all later.
Bye, guys.